Hello there, my gorgeous people. How are you? Hope you're keeping safe. It's your girl here, Jema Corinne. And if you've not subscribed to my YouTube channel, do so. Always turn the notification on so that you'll be notified each time I post a new video. And so for today, guys, I'm doing makeup on a dark skin melanin babe. So come over, let's start it. So I'm starting with the eyebrows. I'm using a spoolie to comb her eyebrows. And using a Davis number 40 eye pencil. Then I'll use a Davis number, it's a dark one, number 1, on the outer corner of her eyebrows. Then I'm concealing her eyebrows. I just want them to pop, and I'm using an LA Pro concealer in the shade Fawn. I'm using an angled brush, not fluffy, to outline the eyebrows. And for the upper brows, I'm using a foundation, the exact foundation like of her skin tone. So I'm using it to outline the upper part of the brows. So next I'm going to do her eyes. I'm going to do her eyeshadow, and I'm using the same concealer I've used for her eyebrows. I'm using I'm using LA in the shade Fawn. So I'm just concealing her under eye, preparing it for the eyeshadow. For eyeshadow, I'm using a full face palette. So for the first transition, I'm using the B5 from the palette. And then from the same palette, I'm going to the A5 as the second transition. And then I want to do a cut crease. So for the cut crease, I'm using the same concealer I used. I'm using the same concealer I used for outlining her eyebrows, and that is still LA Pro concealer in the shade Fawn. So I'll go with the gold shimmer from the same palette I'm using, and it's on the D5. It is kind of goldish. I'm using the same brush I've been using to conceal her eyes. For her inner corners, I'll use the shade S7 from the same palette. Then I'll go with the first transition I used just to blend all that in. So I'm using a small angle brush just to remove the harsh lines, and I'm using the first transition I used on that. Use an eyeliner, and I'm using it's called Gabrini Deep Liner. And I'm using Floma mascara, the 3-in-1. And for the lashes, I'm using Lashes by Lily. So I'm using facial wipes to just remove the eyeshadow, the one that has fallen on her face. So I'm just doing the other so that we proceed to the other part of the body. And for that I'll use the Garnier Micellar cleanser. Just clean and proceed. So next, after cleansing our face, I'm going to use our vitamin C serum. So I'll just use my hands at this moment, they're very clean. So I'll just tap all that in. Then next I'm going to moisturize the face, and I'm using the Nivea Soft Moisturizer. So next I'm going to use a primer, and I'm using the LA Face Infinity All Day Primer. And so next we're going to the foundation, and I'm using a MAC. This is number 58. So for the beauty blender, I'm just spraying the face spray, which is Anash. So I'll just spray it on the beauty blender to make it damp. I love this MAC foundation. I love the coverage. See, it's so matte. So when you're blending it, you try to be on time so that it doesn't dry and give you that greasy look. So next I'm going to concealer, and I'm using LA Pro Concealer in the shade Warm, number 109. So as I wait for the concealer to settle in the skin, I'm going to contour her face, and I'm using LA Pro Concealer. It's a dark chocolate shade. I'm using an angled brush, small angled brush, to contour her nose. So I'm just blending in. So next I'm using a Jackie Mugido loose setting powder. So next I'm going to bronze, and I'm using a sculpting brush, and I'm using a Pharmacy number 16. So I'm just bronzing where we had contoured. And I'm reverse contouring on the cheekbones. So I'm using a fluffy brush, just to brush off the excess loose powder. And to set all that in, I'm using a Renee's face powder just to settle all, to make all that settle in the skin. This face powder is exact her skin tone. So I'm just using the exact palette I used for her eyeshadow to do her water eyeline. That is the waterline. And I'm using the Floma mascara to do the down lashes. So next I'm going to set all that in. So I'm using a Nash setting spray to set all this in. So for the lips I'm going for Noba number 46 and a Floma lip liner. So before doing her lips I have to make sure they're moisturized. So I'm moisturizing her lips. I'm using Vaseline to do that. This one is in preparation for the lipstick. So I'm going to line the lips first. So next I'm going to blush her face, and I'm using Pharmacy number 1 to blush her cheekbones. So I'm also going to highlight her cupid bow and also underline her eyebrows. I mean, to highlight her eyebrows. I'll just use a fluffy brush to remove the excess highlighter that has fallen, you know, the parts that I don't want the highlighter to reach. So next I'm just highlighting the bridge of her nose. And to keep that in place again, I'll just use the Nash setting spray to just make sure everything stays in place. Give it some seconds, and there we are with the look. And that was it. Wow, she really popped out so well. I liked it. And let me know in the comment section, what do you think about the makeup? Did I like kill that look or no? Let me know in the comment section, and I'll always get back to you. Thank you so much for watching, and if you've not subscribed to my channel, do so. Hit that subscription button, support your girl here. Bye bye, see you in my next one.